The Buffalo Bills had a big victory against the Dallas Cowboys in Buffalo yesterday, and it was a great game to be at. Even with the rain. I hate the rain at a game. It just dampens everything. Pun intended. And the rain did make it not as much fun because for autographs and things, but we'll get to that in a minute. As far as the game itself, Buffalo just destroyed the Cowboys. Being that I lived in Texas for several years, I tried to find out why the Cowboys just look so much different on the road than they do at home. And I asked some of my friends that are Cowboys fans, and they really just didn't know. The one thing I can say is, Dax is now famous for the "Here we go" chant, before he snaps the ball, and that's at home. And there's no way he could have been doing that in Buffalo, because that crowd, we were loud. The Bills Mafia, we were loud. And before the game, I was a little concerned about that because there were a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans there. But, yeah, we were loud. Bills Mafia pulled off a great effort in this game. And really proud of them. James Cook, obviously the player of the game. Like over 170 yards rushing. A lot of yards receiving. Both a receiving and a rushing touchdown. And, some of the juke moves he gained during the game. I mean, he has just improved so much as a running back. And just in time here. And I do give Joe Brady a little bit of credit for that. The game has just, it looks like it's slowed down a little bit for him. And for James Cook. And we're ready to see what he can do in future games. I do think the Cowboys have an undersized linebacker and some other things going on that made it a little bit easier to run the ball, but I don't think anybody's really been doing that to them this year, so you can say what you want about who was on the field. That Cook ran the ball. And the offensive line, boy, these guys have been playing great all year. I think Connor McGovern should have been given a game ball to represent the entire offensive line, because he did play for the Dallas Cowboys before and came to us this year from the Cowboys. It's a big thing usually to beat your former team, and Connor was able to help the Buffalo Bills get the victory. There is a video of Deion Dawkins on one of the plays just, manhandling a Dallas Cowboy player for over 20 yards of blocking downfield. It reminded me of the movie Blindside, where the guy gets called for excessive blocking. Wow, he just drove him more than 20 yards down the field. It's just something to see. If you haven't seen that video yet, look it up, because Deion made a huge play on that. So I would have liked to have seen more recognition for Connor McGovern from our fans and from the Buffalo Bills, as far as maybe a game ball or something. But I think they gave the game ball to Josh Allen from what I saw. But I don't know if we saw all the balls that might have been handed out. As far as our offensive line, again, they did fantastic. Diggs did what was asked of him, and including an amazing one-handed catch. The tight ends blocked their butts off. I mean, you have to have great blocking, not just by the offensive line to get that many yards rushing, but you have to get blocking from the receivers and the tight ends. And, by the end of the game, I was yelling, hey, why don't we hand the ball to Cook? They'll never see it coming. And then they did. I mean, we were just doing it over and over again because it was working. This is the first game I can remember where Josh Allen had under 100 yards passing, and it's because he really didn't need to throw the ball. The running game was working that well. So kudos to everybody on that. The only thing on the offensive side of the ball that I did find concerning was Dalton Kincaid had 2 drops. That's where's that? We never see that. Dalton Kincaid, Mr. Sure Hands. But he had a couple of drops. I don't know if the rain was affecting him on that, or, getting used to what gloves to wear in the rain. I don't know. Who knows? But maybe that is hopefully just a one-game thing. Gabe Davis, he had a long pass downfield to him. Look over the right shoulder, look over the left shoulder, look over the right shoulder. He never could really seem to find the ball. I don't know what was going on with that. I'll be looking forward to watching Cover 1. Maybe they'll give an explanation of why he couldn't find that ball, which is a fantastic YouTube channel, Cover 1. I'll get into them actually in a second too. And then there was another pass play where I felt like Shakir and Davis ran very similar routes and were in the same area that Allen tried to complete the ball to. We should never have two receivers right in the exact same area for a completed pass attempt. So those are the little things on offense to be concerned about. I mean, how can you have too many things to be concerned about when you blow a team out like the Dallas Cowboys got blown out by the Buffalo Bills in this game? The defense side of the ball, I actually talked to one of the defensive coaches before the game, defensive line assistant coach, and told him we need some pressure. And I told Shaq Lawson before the game and Phillips, I was looking forward to seeing them put some pressure on the guys this week. And boy, did they ever! And the defensive line played as well, if not better, than the offensive line played, which was amazing. So kudos to them. They even lined up Jordan Phillips as a defensive end instead of a defensive tackle, which mixing these things up. Boy, we're finding ways to get to the quarterback. I don't even know how many sacks they ended up getting. I know that Leonard Floyd here got over 10 sacks, which brought in $1 million bonus for him. So I know he's happy about that. And then on the other end, when you're getting that kind of pressure, it really helps in the passing game. Dallas had to get away from the running game because they fell behind. It really helps in the passing game in the coverage side when there is such a great pressure being put on by the defensive line. The Bills actually had a couple of interception attempts that were dropped. One by Jordan Phillips, by the way, and one by Jordan Poyer, which, they would have been great catches, but they weren't completed, but they were knocked down for incomplete passes. And then Christian Benford had the one big interception in the game, and Buffalo had no turnovers, so we love that. Just again, a great game, great games to be part of, great game to be at, even in the rain. As far as autographs, I want to give a shout out first to Cover 1 because I won a contest from Cover 1 to go to Total Sports Buffalo the day before the game. So I drove up to Buffalo the day before the game and got an autograph from Andre Reed here. As you can see, a picture of me with Andre is what I decided that I could have one item autographed. And again, Cover 1 won these tickets from them, and Andre signed that for me. We talked about the game just a couple weeks ago that we met each other, and where that picture was from. And already framed this. Steve Tasker, and you can see his autograph there in the red in the middle. And Steve signed that. I told him about another contest that I had won earlier this year, the one that you can see the video of Steve talking about his son here on my channel if you want to look at that. And then I drove across town. I didn't have the tickets to go to the Rasul Douglas and James Cook autograph signing. I could have bought them, but I really didn't want to spend that much. But and I wanted to go get Steve Christie's autograph because I knew he was signing over at the Buffalo store. So I drove across town and barely got there in time. Steve was actually already up and walking out, but I asked him to sign this for me. He said, sure. And Steve Christie, I got his autograph. He was the legend of the game. So it was good. I'm glad I got this the day before, because with that rain again, it was hard to get autographs. It really, you can just pull something out, try to get it signed quick. You can't use that paint pen because you got to try to get it away, put away before it dry, so it can dry and it won't dry in the rain. But I got 2 autographs, 2 that I was really looking forward to trying to get, and 2 have been trying to get this year. And one is Ty Johnson. Ty has really been a great addition to the team. Played for the Jets last year and played for a couple of other teams, I believe, before that. But he is a hard runner, and he is showing that he can catch the ball out of the backfield too. As he went from practice squad this year with us earlier this year to now, I think he's the number 2 on the depth chart behind James Cook and in front of Murray. So he actually had a jaw drop moment when he saw the picture that I had of him. And I also had a nice conversation with Ellie Anku, talked about the video that was made, or the show on ESPN, I believe, or NFL Network, I can't remember, but of him talking about, indigenous women and the plight that they're having, where so many of them are getting killed, and it's really hard for where they live and things for the police to really investigate. And, I'm not going to try to explain it all to you. Go watch that. And I told Ellie that I was very proud of him for bringing attention to it. But watch that show, because I do think that that's an interesting thing that's happening in our world that people need to know about. Rasul Douglas was one of the autographs I wanted to get the day before, and I couldn't do it, and went over again to get Steve Christie's autograph, but Rasul stopped by and saw me. Again, in the rain, it's hard to get a really good autograph, but he did sign that for me. I know he signed it. And he is a really nice guy, and what an addition to our team. Talk about Brandon Bean. We thought we might need a cornerback. With Trey White going out, we definitely needed a cornerback, but, I didn't know we'd end up with somebody that's been such a great addition to our team as Rasul Douglas. That guy is locked down. He's already had a few picks for us, and don't throw his way if you're on the other team. And a great addition to our team, and a great leader too. I think he's already, even though he's only been on the team for a few weeks, and he is playing a great role with our team. So with that, go Bills. We're on to Los Angeles now with a Saturday night game. I got to figure out if I need to prescribe to Peacock or if they're going to show it here in Rochester, but definitely going to be watching the game. So got to win that. Need to find a way the Dolphins to lose to the Cowboys or the Ravens, and if we can get that gap fixed, we still have a chance to win the division. So, people have been asking me what autographs do I still want to get from the players. I've been trying to get Taylor Rapp's autograph, but the guy is very, very focused before games. So I don't know if I'll ever be able to get his autograph. Dorian Williams, Terrell Bernard, and Tyrell Dodson. So most of the linebackers, I don't have any of their autographs. Latavius Murray, I don't have his. And David Edwards is the last one. I say that because it's easier at this point to tell you who I don't have, because I've got 69 guys on the wall back here that were part of the team this year. 4 coaches and Brandon Bean up there, and then the rest of them are all players. And I love the Buffalo Bills. Looking forward to next week. Hopefully the Cowboys can figure out why they can't play on the road as well as they play at home, and can go down and beat the Dolphins. and the Buffalo Bills can beat the Chargers. And we can all have a very Merry Christmas. From me to you, I hope you do have a Merry Christmas. And always remember, go Bills. And God loves you, and so do I!